What's up? It's me giving you this love. Nah, I'm playing. It's me, your boy, coming at you with an installment of psychology, capitalism, and technology. Hey, yo, back up. And technology. You know what I'm saying? And their interactions. Now watch me. No snakes, and I repeat, no snakes were harmed in the making of this beautiful, beautiful piece of cinematography. Now watch this.
What do you think the effects of capitalism are on society?
Capitalism has definitely made people, especially more individualistic. Everyone starts thinking about how can I do things for my own gain, and I think that can be a really good or bad thing, because people start thinking about a lot of innovations and trying to create stuff for the better. But in the opposite way, it can be really bad, because people start losing their sense of community, and people start feeling they have to be at the top of the pyramid or whatever all the time. And I think that's a really bad effect that it has on society.
What do you think the effects of technology are on society?
Technology has both positive and negative effects on society and the individuals in it. So, society might progress towards multiple technological advancements on different machines, algorithms, ways of life, etc. But at the same time, these advancements can become crutches within the psychological community. So, say for instance, I update this app so often or so vigorously that it now does the work of social networking for me. So I might not interact as in depth as I would have if I have been having in-person conversations, rather than this app knowing exactly who I want to talk to, when I want to talk to them, blah blah blah. It's like if you use a tool for too long, it becomes an extension but also an impediment to your own appendages, if that makes any sense. I think that technology, depending on its context and its use, whether it's an extension of human interaction or whether it's actually built to help a human, it can progress in unforeseen ways because technology is always advancing. So we could be 6 updates in and the 7th update could have malware, etc. There's no interpretation of technology that's absolutely foolproof, because at the end of the day, most things chalk up to human error. So it's not the technology that's flawed, it's really the humans that built it might, make a mistake.
What do you think the effects of psychology are on society?
I'd like to think that psychology intersects all subsections of human society. If we're going to be specific and talk about the United States, I'd like to say that our psychology is built, or the general psych of the people of the United States is built on the things that we use the most and interact with each other through the most. And I would say that once you learn and understand those things, that you find most psychological behaviors in this society have patterns. Now, this is not to say that all humans are not malleable mentally, and that perceived behaviors cannot be passed on, but it's just to say that behavior has patterns, because humans are unpredictable.
How do you think capitalism and technology interact in our current society?
They go hand in hand. They're the same thing, because if you think about it, the people who are on Forbes top 10 list, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, they've utilized technological advancements to their benefit, and from that they sort of created these awesome companies, right? Even if you look at New York City, right? There's a big, huge parking problem. There's cars are everywhere. People can't find parking. So I was thinking you could someone could start a parking app that navigates drivers to open parking spots and stuff like that. And just this idea, this technology, and this innovation could blossom into a company, and thus capitalism. So I feel like it's not about the effect technology has on capitalism, but rather it's the same thing.
So you think that they go hand in hand in that society encourages people to think, to be more capitalistic, to make money?
Well, I mean, I feel like striving to better humanity through technology, and the byproduct of that is you earn money, and the byproduct of that is being a capitalist person. But I feel like that's the byproduct though. The main goal it should be to strive to better humanity, whether that's through creating this parking app that gets people to free parking spots, or that's helping to create a more connected world through Facebook, or that's SpaceX to Elon Musk. All these people have improved humanity and have enhanced our life, and from that they are capitalists and they've earned money and they have awesome companies.
How do you think capitalism and psychology interact in our daily society?
Me and the young man have something to say about how capitalism and psychology interact. I think capitalism is just a state of mind, a state of greed, and it can really do wonders on a brain stuck in a society, based on money. Money is the root of all evils, or so I've been told. And I think that once you implant or implement any sort of ideology that bases something that's not even real in such great importance, the dirt monsters, they'll lose their minds. We don't even know who we are. We don't even know what money is. It's a concept, it's not real. So it's like, once you give us the ability to want and yearn for something that has no real value, it's just detrimental to our mental health at the end of the day.
How do you think technology and psychology interact in our current society?
You absolutely won't believe me when I tell you that capitalism has something to do with how technology and psychology interact with each other. Now, people may want to make technological advancements for, the greater good of society, yada, 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 but there is also capitalistic gain to be had when making technological advancements. I just want to remind you that app developers and biomedical engineers and yada, 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 they all get dough. They all get money. They all receive payment for the benefits that they contribute to society. And so once you fully realize that I make technology, I make money for technology, you are training your brain to receive a reward for your work, your contributions. And so it just kind of falls into a cycle. I make this thing, I get paid, I keep going. And you keep making these advancements until that's your objective. That's just it.
So in terms of technology and psychology, I think as I said before, people are definitely thinking about more of how can we advance society to take in all of these capitalistic ideas. And so everyone is already thinking about how capitalism is affecting them, but I think it's also becoming very hidden. There's things that we do that we don't even realize that are feeding into capitalism, even when you post on social media and likes and stuff like that, everything is defined by numbers, and just everything around us has been become capitalized, even ourselves, how we present ourselves. So yeah.
I think that technology forces us to think in a way that we believe is more efficient, but in turn it actually forces us to sort of rewire our brains into thinking in a lazier sense. And I think that speak to the idea that we talked about in class about getting by and how the way that technology affects us changes the way that we learn and the way we choose to live our lives, and they market it as being like more efficient. You don't have to do things manually yourself, but in turn it really makes us just lazier as human beings. We don't have to do as much work to we don't have to do as much work to achieve what we want to do. So yeah.
Possible that these three topics, capitalism, technology, and psychology, interact in a way that is detrimental to society's progression.
How can the intersection between these topics ripple outwards, affecting not only ourselves but people farther than our society, but within its reach? The way that capitalism, psychology, and technology interact in the United States affects people past its borders because of the distinct way that they all interact with each other. The way that capitalism and technology and psychology and capitalism all interact is very detrimental to basic human interaction in the United States and how people as individuals in society interact with each other. Capitalism is basically a mindset where people want to amass as much money as possible, which affects people's psychology, because if in the long run your one and only goal is to amass as much money as possible, you're not really interacting as properly as you should or as effectively as you should with your fellow community members. Technology and psychology also interact in a way that's very detrimental because technology is always advancing. It is this ever unfolding machine of advancements and updates and extra little tidbits and bug fixes that will go on forever, because as a machine and as an algorithm, technology can always be bettered. So in a search for the best update possible, the best version of this app possible, people get lost in trying to better technology and not themselves. Capitalism and technology interact in such a way that each advancement on a set of technology, or each advancement on a device, or each advancement on a machine is rewarded, because as a society we want better things, we want things of better quality, so we will pay to receive a better phone, a better car, a better app, a better anything in comparison to the last one.